Harry, your little pal Merle for me. Woo! Episode 3 of Season 3, Walk With Me.
I'd rather fucking not walk with you, man. I'd rather turn it off. What the hell happened here?
Yes, we have a full Woodbury episode. Who's Woodbury? Well, let's dive into it. We kick off. Ho ho!
It's a full Woodbury episode and we've no idea what Woodbury is, or who Woodbury is, or what Woodbury is.
Yeah, we've Michonne and Andrea walking. Helicopter goes down. We're introduced to these guys on a helicopter. Army, National Guard.
Yeah, I got us through more than a little turbulence in the past. Next minute, poof, fucking the helicopter just hits the fucking deck and they're all dead. Bar one. And honestly, I want to know, how can anyone like Michonne at this stage? What's likable about her?
She's a fucking depressing...
She walks around, right, and never has anything interesting or fun to say. Never looks on the bright side. Just... very monotone the way she speaks. It's like... there's no character development. Oh, but she's got a sword. And what?
Anyone could do this fucking role.
Yeah, like... oh, fucking legit. Anyone could have this role. I just don't see how those people actually... at this stage...
But what's the point? What is the point of Michonne living? Like, she's a depressing bastard.
I just don't know how at this stage people are like, Michonne's my favourite character. Now, this is the first episode, really, where we've had Michonne in it, right? Yeah, we've seen her a little bit in the first episode of Season 3, and we've seen her a little bit in the last episode of Season 2, right? But is it fair to say this is the first episode where you really get to see Michonne?
Yeah, properly, yeah.
And if you were... I wouldn't put her in the top 10 characters of this episode.
And I couldn't even name you 5 character names. So when you spin it like that, it's not a good fucking episode for Michonne. We'll get into more why she sucks, but she runs over to the helicopter.
You say this wasn't a good episode for Michonne. Does it get better?
No.
Forward?
Well, I mean, I would say at least later on The Walking Dead, she's like with Rick and she's not as depressed, even though she's still shit in my eyes, but at least it's not all doom and gloom, even though the show is doom and gloom.
I don't think she's got any sort of personality.
No. Personality, a brick wall. She's got a katana.
Got a sword, no personality, and it is always like pissed off, always serious. I don't know.
People say this is her favourite character, and those sort of people I think need katana to the fucking dome. But yeah, she runs back after seeing like pickup trucks arriving. We are then introduced to the governor. We get Martinez. We get
Crawley.
Schubert. What?
Crawley.
Crawley. Schubert.
Tim.
And some fucking other guy, right? And I said this at the time. This is the governor's introduction. It drags on for about 10 minutes. It's like
you don't really really get to see him. You just see him from like afar.
It's like you're watching one of those sci-fi movies where there's like a fucking like the Mothman's in the fucking forest, and it's like half showing you, half not. His first line is like, "Don't waste it. Spread out. Don't waste the." I mean, this goes on for about 10. And see, in my opinion, right, compared to Negan's introduction.
Yeah, I mean,
this is... I mean, I really like the governor, but this was shit. I'm just looking back at this, it was so...
I like the governor, but I think surely a big character's first introduction...
Even Tony got better.
Like...
this almost feels like they were going to drive off, and that was it. Michonne and Andrea going search.
Like, surely the camera should fucking pan onto him, and you go, oh, there's David Morrissey.
I am.
There's the governor.
It's the governor.
Like, the camera's like... zoomed out from like behind the fucking bushes, and you can just about see who it is, and he's like, spread out, don't waste a bullet. I mean,
yeah, they start dropping walkers, and then like they drag like 2 of them from the helicopter and put knives in them, which Michonne and Andrea are like shock horror about. Then a walker like just completely blanks Michonne and Andrea, goes to the guy who has got the sunglasses on. Schubert then hits it with a bow and arrow. Black Darrow. Right? And at this point, Michonne's walkers are making a
noise. They're trying to break free to attack the governor and his group, but Michonne and Andrea are fucking right next to them. Now...
and they're looking right at them. And there's not much bush here.
If Michonne cut their fucking jaws off so that they wouldn't attack them, why are they making an effort to try and break free and attack the governor's group, who are a considerable distance away? Logically, makes no sense.
It made zero noise.
Michonne then decides to just kill them, cuts the head off both of them, to try and not give away their position. And then it doesn't really matter because someone sneaks up behind. It's like, hey, turn around.
I know, but can we talk about how they were actually in plain sight? They were in a bush. Alright, you can't see. I mean, you can see through the bush, yes or no? If they're spotting walkers coming at them, why can't they see these behind them?
Yeah, it was weird.
And everyone in the group's looking at them.
And there was 5 people here, not one of them could see them. Yeah, Andrea and
the governor
Michonne,
has 2 eyes at this point.
Andrea and Michonne could see them perfectly fine, but they couldn't see Andrea and Michonne. I don't know. Again, a lot of plot holes here you could pick it.
I mean, it's just like I just don't get why they couldn't have just did this in a better way, where it was a bit more realistic, and then Merle can still do his thing. But yeah, Michael Rooker, Merle, is reintroduced. He does his thing. He does it very well. And he's shocked to see when Andrea...
Put down your sword. Mine's a lot bigger than yours.
I've got more charisma than you two, bro.
Then
his fucking hand back in Atlantis get more charisma than these two.
So then they both turn around. Andrea's like in shock. And Merle's like, hey, oh, look who it is. Then there's a walker coming up behind Merle. And like, Andrea, you'd think she'd at least say to him, here, watch out.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. But Merle no-sells it anyway and just like basically impales it with his now prosthetic sword arm, whatever it's called.
But I noticed when he's actually back in Woodbury, he doesn't have the knife attached, so it's just for...
Aye. And then he's pretty much like, how about a hug for your old Pearl Merle? Andrea faints, and then Michonne just automatically looks at Merle, taking a disliking to him.
I hate this bitch.
Yeah, but she takes a disliking to everybody, even when she fucking meets up with Rick's group. She doesn't.
I know. Cannot stand the bastard, really. And then we get like a montage of like Andrea blacking out and waking up. Like we see a walker hung up outside, right? And we'll get to that a wee bit later. But yeah,
right. Fast forward here. They take them back to the group's camp, right? Basically a town called Woodbury. They patch Michonne and Andrea up. They feed them. They give them fresh clothes. They give them a place and a bed and a fucking shower to stay that night. Yet all these two do is bitch, moan and complain. And at this stage you're thinking, why the fuck didn't they just leave them out there in the woods?
Now, albeit like they've got alternative motives, probably just to find out where Rick's group is and shit like that, right? But they don't fucking know that. So for Andrea and Michelle, like they're actually just completely like everything they bury. Oh, where's the rest of your people? There's only like 5 of you here guarding the walls. Even moaning about something as simple as that.
I know. And
then another thing, like the nurse, like, it ain't my place to say what this is. Just say it's a little fucking town full of people.
Yep, 73 people to be exact.
And then we did get a good scene with Merle where like he was talking about Atlanta and how they found him, and then like Andrea's like, yeah, haven't seen him in 8 months, man. And Michonne's just sitting there.
So Merle's like, is he dead? And well, I don't know that. And Andrea says that she's went through the same stuff as Merle, being left behind. Merle looks at his arm and goes, we ain't been through the same stuff.
I know, like Merle had to cut his arm off. Fair play to him. Madman.
I know. So.
And then basically he says, you ain't saying thanks. And then Michonne's like, you pointed a gun at us. Well, no fucking shit. And then Merle basically burns her like, well, who hasn't had a gun pointed at them in the last year?
Merle asks everybody in the room, they've all had guns, and Merle's like, hey, damn, man, I think if someone came up to me with their hands in their pockets, I'd probably piss my pants, because that's a guy you really wouldn't want to mess with.
If I recall...
I mean, he's true. Could you imagine if some guy like fucking Orange Cassidy, I can't believe I'm giving him a shout but imagine some guy came up to you in a zombie apocalypse with his hands in his fucking pockets. Right, not with a gun drawn.
I can think of 2 instances, right? When Rick meets the group, fucking Andrea points a gun at him. When Darryl re-emerges from the woods, she shoots him. So alrighty, you cannot back this fucking logic from Michonne and Andrea. You try to tell me, like, if Merle is conquered Darren with a gun looking at his helicopter, she's not whipping the sword.
And that's earlier on in the apocalypse. We've had a big time skip since then.
I know.
So things are worse.
See the fact Merle got jobbed out on that rooftop? He was fucking entitled here to fucking shoot Andrea in the dome. Especially knowing the sort of person that he is. He's not exactly the greatest guy on God's green earth.
What a fucking hypocrite she's saying that. You're right, like, literally at the very start, say episode 2 of season 1, she points a gun at Rick.
Just because he was making a bit of noise?
But she's gonna fucking... You know what I mean? And let's be real, she was threatening to kill Rick.
I'm gonna put a bullet in you.
Merle never threatened to kill these. It was more or less, here, put down your weapons.
I know.
That's why I had the gun on them.
And these ungrateful bastards want their guns and they want to leave. Where's my katana? Michonne just sitting here. I can't stand the bastard. Honestly, I can't do it. I can't do it. Then the governor introduces them to the room. It's not exactly.
But here, why is she so?
Breakfast, brother.
But she's so annoyed about this. But didn't really the same thing happen at Herschel's farm? Herschel didn't want the guns on his property.
I know.
So like at this stage, it's like, yeah, we begin to learn more about the governor and what Woodbury really is. But at this stage, Andrea and Michonne don't know shit. So why they're being so hostile and so ungrateful? It's beyond me. And if I was mayor or the governor, I would have just kicked them fucking out like at this stage.
Or killed them. I mean, I guess they're killing everyone else. Governor pays a wee visit to Lieutenant Wells. Basically says, "We'll go help your crew."
Tell me where they are.
The convoy.
They don't have walls. We have walls, big walls. We can protect them. He gives up their location.
That's another thing, right? I know it's a different world, but he's basically being interrogated here. Like, he's been sweetened up and he just gives it up like that.
I suppose he's been in a helicopter crash. Like, maybe doesn't fucking.
I know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, he's kind of just.
I guess it's not the Middle East in circa 2003, but.
Maybe he thinks the governor has good intentions or whatever.
I guess the nurse was there to back him up.
We kind of thought he had good intentions.
I kind of did. But yeah, later on, the good intentions, he shows up with a white flag, says, "Lieutenant Wells," and then these army fucking veterans put down their guns and like, yeah, Lieutenant Wells is safe.
Well, wait, before we get on to that, there was also a scene where, Andrea complained about a hanging zombie outside.
Oh, yep, mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, but we didn't really go into
it. Well, no, that's what I mean. We were supposed to get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were torturing Randall last season, and that was just a barrel of laughs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that hanging zombie could be like a sign to try and keep people away. So you don't know. I mean, it could be like. I just don't think that's a reason to go. You know what, this place is. I mean, again, Daryl fucking wore a zombie necklace.
And if anything, like, you could say it's actually to keep like a checkpoint and shit like that, like to see what way to go. Because like we seen when they were killing walkers, they were getting rid of them. We don't like the stench, so I mean.
Exactly. So I mean,
it's just.
You know, it could be a checkpoint. Like, oh, here's the camp. Turn left.
I know, like, what's worse, a zombie that can't do anything up in a tree or the barn that was full of zombies that could have killed them at any point.
Yeah. Then we have Milton doing some scientist work. Merle's in there. Governor wants an update on the work. Milton refers to the dogs eating it. Merle, it's like, "What do you call me?" And then all of a sudden the governor just backs up Milton here and he's like, "Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe I thought you could be trusted and change. But it looks like you haven't learned anything." And then, like, we kind of see Mel for the first time in this series kind of, like, back down for somebody, yeah. And then as soon as Merle is kind of, like, backing down, the governor just changes, like, "Milton, I expect better from you. Poke the bear and expect to get mauled."
Get mauled.
So, and then Milton's, like, doing he's a scientist of the group, he's doing some experiments on the zombie heads of the two men that
were with
Michonne. Following day, they have breakfast because Milton doesn't think it's a good idea that Merle talks to them both. Even though Merle knows Andrea. And if anything, you'd think it would not be better if Merle has a conversation with Andrea on her own. Surely at this stage the governor can see that Michonne's obviously got hostility towards them. And that if he wants information,
if you're going to get any
probably get more information out of just having a conversation alone with Andrea.
Like, it would sound legit for Merle to want the exact location of Daryl rather than the governor to pry it out of Andrea. And why can't, if Milton's this fucking scientist, anyone with a brain can see that, yes or no?
Yeah. I guess she doesn't know, but anyway.
I know, but I mean, like, you could be like, right, where's the farm? We'll do a search radius or something.
Yeah, Milton,
something like that.
Milton and the governor have breakfast with these two. Don't really get much information. Andrea explains that she was kind of left on her own for 8 months, blah blah blah. Well, she was not seen him for 8 months. Michonne saved her. Then Milton kind of brings up the two dead zombies, and were they close to Michonne? Michonne looks like she's going to kill him. Governor says he needs to cut breakfast short. He takes off. Andrea wants Michonne to give this place a chance. Michonne's again just not playing ball. Andrea says that when Milton asked about the two zombies, two walkers, she's surprised she didn't put her katana through them. Then she says how much does she really know Michonne, that Michonne hasn't really opened up to her. But then we have the governor going to meet the army. So he drives off, approaches them, white flag hanging at the car. It's like, identify yourself. It's like, hey, don't shoot, friendly.
Yeah, don't shoot, friendly. He's like, Lieutenant Wells, we found him, your guy. The chopper went down.
And then like the army guys all have like a chuckle and start kind of like celebrating.
It was fucking embarrassing.
And then the governor's like, yeah, we found you too.
Shoots him.
His gun. And then we have Merle and the rest of the Woodbury gang shooting from like afar. They were like in the bushes.
See, but though this is a very piss poor. I mean, it's a good plan because they wiped them out. But even if one of these 10
guys, the governor's
guys,
so open here that he could have easily got shot.
Yeah, like if anything, Merle should have shot first. But of course, for them to get the line in, we found you. I mean, not Merle, but just anyone in the outside rim.
Yeah.
Because like, if one or two of these guys are still on their guns, they drop the governor. Don't still even get why not one of them could have dropped them.
And while they're getting shot at, there's one guy and he's standing on top of the fucking tank and he's looking to the left of him and he's looking to the right of him and he does this.
No, I'm gonna liken this to. He's like Scotty Too Hotty about to do the world. Literally, what the fuck?
They're twisting it, and it's like, holy fuck, you stupid retard! At least try and take cover. He's standing up in the fucking open, looking to the left, and I get you could say, oh, he doesn't realise like what direction it's coming.
You get down.
Well, yeah, you take a chance, mate. You pick fucking one side of it. You know what I mean? Like, you pick one side of the tank, or you try something.
Literally.
He's literally standing on top of the tank in fucking clean space. Honestly, I don't know how he was shot last, considering he was the most open at them all, just constantly looking around him.
This was very bad acting.
Next minute he gets shot. Then we see the governor walking towards their kind of camp, and then we see more guys simultaneously getting shot and like falling over like a deck of cards and
dominoes.
I mean, I get it's like a cool scene because you see them just like fall over into each other, and then the governor like walks through the middle of them. I mean, it's cool, but it's like kind of like
it's so sci-fi.
Matrix, like fucking goofy, kind of. Not realistic, right? Well, it just wasn't realistic, really. I get what they were going for, but I wouldn't have done it this way. Then one of the army guys who's been shot is trying to like run off, and the governor's like says to some of this wee kid, "Never waste a bullet." Then 2 seconds later, he literally lifts his gun up and shoots this guy.
Guess that wasn't a waste of a bullet, though.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy was injured. I think you could have argued that Schubert could have, crossbowed him, or he could have got somebody to run over and kill him in close quarters.
What if the guy pulls a fucking pistol though? I mean, you got fucked stuff like that.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. But then, yes, they take all the equipment, they return to camp. He gets on the back of the army truck. He gives a speech. Lieutenant Wells, that guy. Yeah.
I think Governor was better at speeches than Rick.
Definitely, he's got the proper voice for it. Says, yeah.
He's charismatic. Like, I mean, you can definitely see why he's the leader.
Says,
and why people follow
the
him.
Biters got the convoy.
They didn't have walls like us. Couldn't keep them safe. Yeah, is he fucking Donald Trump trying to...
I know, build a wee wall there. But aye, basically says that the crew's no longer there, but they've brought all the stuff back, and he's gonna keep you people safe. Everyone's buying it.
They didn't die in vain. We will remember them. They died for a good cause. And now,
he's got a good system going on here.
And we've got Michonne looking at him as if she can figure it all out, when in reality there's no way she would be able to figure it out at this stage. I mean, there's nothing for her to figure out. But yeah, Michonne.
Yeah, it's like there's like
going to like anything. That's
like realistically, like looking at what they did at the helicopter scene, it's not even like you could take it from like, well, like they wiped them all out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally put down walkers, which
they
explained.
There was also a scene where Michonne and Andrea were annoyed that the governor stabbed two of them in the head. They thought that he just done it because he was sick, but he's like, oh, you don't know, they come back. So yeah, I mean, Michonne and Andrea don't know that everybody turns once they're dead, unless they've been, obviously impaled through the head or whatever.
Everybody turns.
I just find that a bit hard to accept. Like, I don't know, 8 months in, you just think you would have learned that by then. I mean, sure. And I get you could say they haven't been in, I know you could say they haven't been in a group, right? But would they not have just witnessed it happening? No. Like...
See those two that Michonne's with, like our two walkers? They're like your brother and boyfriend, aren't they?
Aye.
Did they both get bit? Or did she kill them both?
Maybe a flashback or something. Or
But see, I honestly think she kills one of them. If she kills one of them, it couldn't have been through the head. So how would she, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, man. It's just a...
Does she not have a baby and the baby fucking dies or something and she blames them?
Aye, something like that. Couldn't give a fuck. But yeah, is that a reason for this to be a depressing bastard throughout the whole thing? Like, I don't like Carol, right? She's a dishwasher and I hope she dies. But at least she's not like this.
I would say there's more to Carol's character than Michonne.
Yeah, she's 100 times better.
I think Carol's 10 times better than Michonne. Like, the only thing I would say is Carol's unreal. I think it's unrealistic the way she goes from dishwasher to fucking, person that can wipe everybody out. Whereas Michonne, from a physicality standpoint, I mean, she's like slim, but she also looks like really fit and stuff like that. You can imagine that she does work out. I mean, she looks like someone that could handle herself. So I don't really, her like being able to like fight and stuff doesn't bother me at all. But in terms of a character and personality, there's absolutely nothing to Michonne.
Like, it's like a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Literally. And, after this speech, Andrea asks for the governor's real name. And he says, never do I say my real name. He's like, never say never. No, never. Think about it. I thought about it. Think about it. I get never.
So then the governor walks off. You see him later that night sleeping with one of the women that was speaking to Andrea earlier. He then walks into a room. He doesn't have any TV to watch, so instead he watches some fucking fish tanks. But it's not fish. It's decapitated heads in the fish tanks. And you see all these ones that have been in there for a very long time. Then you see the two of Michonne's walkers. And then you see Captain Wells. His big fat heads in the top tank.
Was he, apart from Michonne's, are we led to believe that these ones were all like humans and brought there and he just killed them? Or what do we think here?
Yeah, maybe. But then the governor's looking at the heads as if he's like about to fucking crack like the biggest puzzle of all time, it's like weird. It's
like the Da Vinci Code here or
it's
something?
not like it's not like it doesn't seem like he's getting like satisfaction out of watching it. It looks like he's in fear or something.
Like intrigue, he's like, oh shit. I don't know, maybe did a line of gear for this scene happened or something.
Fucking know, it's weird. Like
anyway though, we have to rate it out of 10.
I would actually like to know the reason why he's doing this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, why is he doing it?
I don't know.
But we have to review it and we have to rate it. It was a weird one. Fuck, I don't really know what to rate it. You know what, Michonne, actually, is it possible for one character to like take like 5 points off an episode?
I don't think it was that bad, but just considering you don't really know it, I'm gonna get a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I agree with a 5, like a 6 or a 5. But I honestly think Michonne kills this. See, for someone who's considered like let's be real, right? Michonne, in terms of The Walking Dead overall, is the biggest character in this episode. You've got to bear that in mind.
Hands down.
Yeah, exactly. But yet, she stood out like a sore thumb for all the wrong reasons.
Whereas if I had to rank every character from their entire Walking Dead lifetime that appears in this episode, she wouldn't be anywhere near my top.
Put fucking Martinez in front of her.
Yeah, I like Martinez.
We baseball, but anyway, that's it. 4.5 out of 10. Very weak. Next time out, we're getting 2 major character deaths. So until next time,
peace.